G'day, my name is Prue and you are watching episode 1 of Prue Takes on Canada. What is this, you may ask? Well, this is me documenting my journey to go work, live and travel in Canada for the next 2 years. Why am I doing this? Well, reason 1 is so that my darling mother can see that I'm alive, safe and well, and so she can see all the amazing adventures I'm going to have. So, hi Mum. Reason 2 is that I really hope I can inspire some people to get out there and do the same thing. Do something you've always wanted to do. It's a massive deal for me to just pack up and move to another country for 2 years. So, hopefully I can inspire someone else to do the same. Doesn't have to be the same thing though, guys. You don't have to move from Australia to Canada if it's just something you've always wanted to do. Go for it. The world is our oyster, apparently. Reason 3 is so I can have all this documented in a different way. I don't really want to carry around a stack of paper this big just to fill out a diary saying, "Dear diary, today I did this and it was really, really cool." Hopefully I can incorporate some videos and some photos in here, and that way also I can look back and remember all the little things that I may possibly forget, because 2 years is a long time. And reason 4, well, why not? So long story short, this all came about after I moved from my home of 27 years in Sydney, Australia, to the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia, where my best friend and her partner have very kindly allowed me to live with them for the first little bit since moving up here, and that way I could work out what I wanted to do. So eventually I worked out that I wanted to finally study fitness, which I've kind of wanted to do for a while, but never had the guts to leave the retail hospitality world that I've been a part of since I was 15. So that's a long time, 12 years to be in the same sort of deal. So once I decided on that, I had to figure out the finances, and once it was decided that I was going to get a loan, figured let's go on a holiday as well with a little bit of extra cash. And then push came to shove and I ended up deciding on going to work and live in Canada for 2 years. So thank you, Marisha, for the inspiration. Basically, with no real ties to keeping me in the country for the rest of my life, with no children or pets or boyfriend or husband or mortgages or rental agreement or debts or anything like that, why not kind of just became my favourite sentence, my favourite 2 words. So eventually I decided to go with a company called IAP, and after transferring a little bit of funds to them, they have helped me organise my Canadian visa, which was a godsend because that would have been crazy without a little bit of help. They helped me get my resume Canadian ready, and they sent it out to a couple of companies that I picked from their list so I could try and get a job for the first little bit that I'm over there. And after a couple of early 6 a.m. interviews over Skype, I was offered a position at the front desk of Panorama Mountain Resort, which I get to start in mid-June, so very excited about that. Panorama Mountain Resort is a 4 seasons resort, and they are located an hour and a half southwest of Banff, or also 3.5 hours southwest of Calgary, or 18 kilometres from a little town called Invermere. So I'm very excited to head over there. I'm going to be heading over there in their summer, which means I'm going to have some time to acclimatise to a country that gets to minus crazy degrees. Coming from a country where we get 45-degree days pretty regularly, 35, 40s, pretty regular up here. So I'm going to go from dripping sweat hot to freezing cold. So it's going to be interesting. But you guys can all laugh at me as I freeze my butt off until I get used to it. So I've just recently paid for my flights, which I did through STA Travel, which hooked me up with a bit of a deal. So thank you guys. And now I've really just got to get the little things and save my money and get over there. So it's a 14-hour flight to Vancouver, where I get to stay for 2 days with free accommodation thanks to IAP. Their partners over there with Swap are going to help me organise my bank accounts and tax details and all that sort of stuff, and help me kind of figure out the different bits about Canada. As my father said, they drive on the other side of the road, so I've got to get used to that. We'll be taking an international driver's licence and reading up on all the rules, so don't stress too much. And then after that, I will be flying to Calgary. I'll have probably about 2.5 hours to hang out. And then I jump on a shuttle and start the 3.5 hour trip to Panorama Mountain, where, because I am going to be working full time there, I was approved for staff accommodation. So I get to live about a 10-minute walk from where I'm going to be working. So yay for incidental cardio. Probably going to get sick of it after a while, but 10 minutes isn't that far, guys. Really. That's what I'm going to keep telling myself. Anyway, I'm going to be there for a couple of days before I start, so I'm going to be able to get used to the place, and then I get to start working. So I'm there for their summer, which is around about 3-month contract, and we'll see where we go from there. Maybe they'll like me and they'll keep me on for the winter season. Maybe I'll go somewhere else. Who knows? It's the future. I'm not a mind reader or a fortune teller. Kind of wish I was. Anywho. So I will be filling you guys in on all the cool stuff, all the fun stuff, my awesome purchases that I get to make that I get really excited about. Like today I went and bought my hydration pack, which I got from Mountain Designs, which is an Australian company. They had a really cool deal going on, so I got a hydration pack in there as well, my water bladder, and it comes with this really cool UV coloured tube, so my tube is not going to deteriorate in the sun, which I plan on a lot of hiking happening over the next 3 months, so that'll be really good. And I can stay hydrated, and it's green, which is my favourite colour. Yay! Anyway, lots to look forward to. I'll be filling you guys in on all the fun stuff, and I'll be seeing you around. So until then, TTFN.